Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your Introduction to Public Administration subject. This is still your professor, Mr. Trip Anthony A. Ramos, and for this session, we will be talking about the Islamic Public Administration. As we were able to accomplish during our last session, we were able to examine yung tinatawag natin na Chinese public administration through the lens, of course, ng Confucian ethics. And for this session, we will be exploring naman yung Islamic public administration kung paano kung paano shape nung Islamic civilization yung distinctive ideas ng governance, authority and accountability. But before we start I would like to clarify muna that it is important to approach this topic carefully and analytically, in which we will not be discussing Islam simply as a religion, rather but as the yung civilizational framework that has historically structured yung ating pong political authority, administrative systems, and of course yung ating pong public ethics across vast regions in the world. No? With that, let's talk about Islamic public administration. So let's take a look, syempre dun sa ating sa ating historical and contemporary roots. No? So historically, yung Islamic public administration was observed prominently in Ottoman administrative systems, in which yung itong Ottoman administrative systems governed large and diverse populations for centuries, and these systems influenced governance not only in the Middle East but also in Central and even Eastern Europe, because we all know naman that Ottoman administrative practices left lasting institutional and cultural marks, most especially doon sa ating kung doon sa ating mga kapatid na mga Muslim, no? What is crucial to understand here is that Islam function more than a more than a personal belief system. Hindi lamang ito religion. It actually give us a comprehensive framework for organizing society, even law, meron silang contribution and even economy and public authority. In this sense, yung Islam, alam naman natin, operated as a civilizational order which actually continues to shape how public administration is being conceived and also practiced. Even today, alam naman natin kahit sa modern times, yung legacy ng ating Islamic public administration continues to influence yung ating po mga modern states. Sometimes explicitly, but sometimes indirectly, no? So even in countries that describe themselves as secular, actually meron pa rin po ito, no? Kasi ulitin lang natin, because Islam doesn't only function as a religion but also a civilizational framework. Okay? Sige po. So as we continue, sinasabi rin that Islam is a determinant of public administration. So according sa ating public administration scholar na si Wolfgang Drexler noong 2013, he emphasizes po yung key point that already challenges yung ating pong Western assumptions. No? In his argument, he argues that Islam matters deeply to how public authority is organized. So this influence doesn't only disappear simply because a state adopts secular institutions or constitutions. In many Islamic societies, yung Islamic norms natin, yung kanila mong nakaugalian, yung kanila pong ginagawa, continue to shape governance, even yung public expectations at saka yung administrative behavior, no? And one reason that this is commonly being misunderstood is that kasi nga yun nga ulitin natin that in the Western public administration, this is about the widespread ng assumption that democracy requires the marginalization of religion. So from this perspective, sa perspective ng ating pong ng ating pong Islamic public administration, religion is actually seen something that must that must not be confined doon sa ating pong sa private sphere, in order for democratic governance to function. Kasi nga ulitin natin, pag pinag-usapan natin yung Islamic public administration, this is actually this is actually a different thing pagdating sa Western point of view. Kasi nga hindi nila inihihiwalay yung religion sa kanila pong, or yung Islam yung kanila pong religion sa kanila pong ginagawa. Simply because ulitin lang natin, pwede pa lang mailapat itong Islamic public administration na nagsasabi sa atin na pwede. So as a result, dahil nga ang ating mga Western observers, they are often surprised when Islamic political parties gain electoral legitimacy, or when religion where or a situation wherein yung ating pong religious language plays a role po in public policy debates. Okay? So from an Islamic public administration perspective, this is actually not unusual. So lagi nang nangyayari ito because moral and religious considerations are seen as legitimate and indeed necessary components ng public authority because without this religion, no, they will not be guided kung ano nga ba yung dapat gawin. So in short, yung Islamic public administration po natin does not view religion as an obstacle to governance kagaya ng tinitignan mga kapatid ng ating pong Western point of view. But rather, this is a source po ng ethical guidance. Okay? So, isa yan sa kadahilanan kung bakit po sinasabi na ano no na isang determinant ng public administration yung Islam. Okay, so at the heart of Islamic public administration, no, will actually lie one of its most distinctive principles, no? At ito yung tinatawag na non-delegability, no, ng accountability. So anong meron dito? So in public administration, rulers and public officials bear absolute responsibility for the following, no? So una diyan yung equity. Okay, so with that, no, they are expected to ensure fairness among the citizens. Second, they are also responsible for the performance in which they are expected that they will be delivering yung effective governance para sa mga tao. And lastly, yung tinatawag po natin na justice na kung saan they are expected to uphold yung moral and legal standards that they are expected na protektahan at ilapat doon sa kanila pong lugar or sa kanila pong pinamumunuan. So crucially, this responsibility cannot be morally delegated away. No? So ibig sabihin, nasa kanila ito. They are expected to do so. Okay? While authority may be administratively distributed, no, kagaya limbawa ng ministers, governors, and even the bureaucrats, yung ultimate moral responsibility will remain kung sino ba ang nasa pwesto. Hindi pwede ipasa natin na, okay, dahil ikaw yung tauhan ko, ikaw yung expected na na magpo-perform, ikaw ang expected na magbibigay ng justice. So kung sino yung nasa pwesto, most likely sila ang expected na mag-perform or maging responsable sa mga bagay po na ito. And this principle po is rooted in the Islamic belief that rulers are answerable not only to the society but ultimately to God, to Allah. So with that, there is no institutional arrangement, legal technicality, or even bureaucratic procedure can absolve a ruler of moral responsibility for injustice or failure because they are expected. Ulitin natin, ang Islamic point of view is that rulers are not only responsible to the people, but they are responsible to Allah. No? And that is the very reason kung bakit hindi ka pwedeng magkamali basta-basta or magka-create ka ng injustice. So this point of view will actually stand in contrast to many modern administrative systems. Alam naman natin yan, where accountability is often fragmented across agencies, committees, and even legal processes na nagtuturuan yung mga tao sino ba ang responsable, sino ba ang dapat sisihin natin, sino ba ang dapat panagutin. So in the Islamic public administration, it is expected na walang ibang merong responsibilidad niyan kundi kung sino ang nasa pwesto. Okay? And of course, because of the understanding of accountability na meron po tayo, accountability na binabanggit natin kanina, yung Islamic public administration views governance as a form of moral stewardship. So public administration is said to be inseparable from the following. Number one, yung ethical responsibility, which ensures that power is exercised with integrity. Yan ang ini-expect coming from public administrators. Second, yung justice at the central criterion ng good governance. Hindi ka pwedeng hindi maging hindi ka pwedeng hindi maging just. So ine-expect, ulitin lang natin because you are answerable to God, most likely ginagawa natin to or most likely pinag-uusapan natin yung hustisya kung ano nga po ang nararapat yun ang ibigay. And of course, yung accountability both before society and before God nga na pinag-uusapan natin kanina. So with this, public officers or officials are not merely managers or implementers of policy. They are considered to be moral agents that are being entrusted with authority, At yung administrative competence is important but it is insufficient, without ethical conduct. And this idea, nagtatawag natin na stewardship, emphasizes po that authority is not owned by the rule, or by the ruler or even by the state. Instead, it is entrusted power. Kaya nga stewardship, ipinagkakatiwala, which must be exercised always for the public good or for the common good. And the abuse of authority o kung sakali mo magkaroon ng ano no, magkaroon ng abuse of authority, is therefore hindi lamang po ito administrative failure but a moral and spiritual one. Kasi nga ulitin natin that accountability not only lies na sa society but also to God. So kung nagkamali ka, no, most likely, ulitin lang din natin, may problema ka hindi lang sa tao but even kay God. Okay? So with this, no, let us now summarize yung core features ng Islamic Public Administration, no, as outlined dito sa table na ginawa ko, no. So when it comes to philosophical base, no, ito rin yung ginawa natin sa ano no sa Chinese public administration. In the philosophical base, no, yung Islamic and ethics provide the foundation of governance. Second, in terms of key variable, yung religion po natin ano functions as the broader context within which governance operates. So religion as a governance context kung pinag-usapan natin itong key variable ng Islamic public administration. In terms of accountability, no, it is absolute and non-delegable, meaning, no, kung those na nasa authority, kung ano ang responsibilidad mo, kailangan mo pong gawin. In terms of authority, it is both moral and administrative in nature. In terms of legitimacy, it is being derived from justice, no, equity, and even ethical rule rather than procedural alone. And the key strength, mga kapatid, nitong Islamic public administration is that there is a strong moral accountability in public life. And these features no will help us explain bakit nga ba itong mga ethical discourse is so central pagdating sa Islamic governance traditions, both historically and even contemporary contemporary context. And the moment halimbawa no na makapunta kayo sa Islamic states, no, most likely you will be able to observe this. Kasi nga ulitin natin no na isang punto rito is that religion is a governance context pagdating sa Islamic public administration. Okay? So of course, no, to conclude, yung Islamic public administration challenges us to rethink some of our core assumptions din no ng modern public administration kagaya ng Chinese public administration. Particularly, no, pag pinag-usapan natin yung Islamic public administration, pinag-usapan natin dito yung efficiency, no, yung rules and even yung institutional design alone, no, being the things that are sufficient for good governance. No, so with this, no, instead of thinking of that way, Islamic public administration emphasizes a fundamental question. And I would want you to ponder on this simply because kayo nga ang susunod ng mga public administrators, hindi ba? So ang question natin, who is morally responsible, no, for the exercise of public power? Yan ang lagi natin dapat nating tanungin. Because in public administration, the answer, no, yung clear. So responsibility cannot be hidden behind institutions, procedures, or even delegation because authority and accountability remain deeply personal and even moral. Okay? So in our succeeding session, well, we will be definitely comparing po ano, yung Islamic, Chinese, and even yung Western administrative tradition. So with this is actually the conclusion of our discussion on the Islamic public administration. So let me just grab the opportunity to thank you no for watching and of course no for listening to our discussion on the Islamic public administration. This is again your professor, Mr. Crip Anthony A. Ramos, saying thank you and I hope to see you all on the succeeding sessions and succeeding